This is Eldritch Buds, an actual play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition podcast. What's up, Eldritch Buddies?
Buddies,
Buddies are here.
buddies.
Sitting at the virtual table with me today is Scott.
Sneaky, stealthy, and level 5. Haze.
Wills.
Coincidentally, also level 5, Zed.
Speedy.
Level 5, Fighter Bard, very alert, Jode.
And Josh.
The level 5 Loxodon Druid, who hopes level 5 also gives another bump up to that mind chat room.
And I'm also level 5. I'm your DM, Connor. Let's get started.
I don't think we leveled you up yet. Jury's still out.
Milestone, so.
Yeah.
One of these days will be a level 6 DM.
He's overpowered.
Previously on Eldritch Buds, in the aftermath of the battle, Cambrio reveals his true self, a young boy named Haze. After a brief bonding moment, our heroes almost forget to interrogate the hooded figure they captured. While interrogating this individual, our heroes are introduced to an unsettling voice that takes over the hooded figure's own. Searching through the bodies, our heroes discover that the path to Emily leads west. But first, our heroes need to get to Capelon to hopefully find the chain and the Erasmus shipment. During their watch, Jinxie encounters some old friends in the form of Pibbs, telling him there is a package waiting for him in the city. And Zed learns a little more about the mysterious journal John gave him back at the estate. Who was that voice? What will our heroes do once they get to Capelon? Let's find out.
Okay, let's jump into it. So, you've just taken a long rest after an exhausting night of stealing from the chain, talking with the chain, escaping with the chain, and fighting those terrible, terrible kidnappers. You spent the last hour or so before heading to bed interrogating the individual who at once became cursed, possessed, and his neck snapped right in front of your eyes. You wake up feeling very refreshed. A beautiful morning, only a few hours from Capelon. You guys heading there? Anything that you'd like to do before?
Did we sleep outside? Or we didn't make any sort of shelter? We just pitched camp and kind of slept?
Yeah, I assumed that you guys had some sort of like A-frame tent type of thing, but nothing too fancy.
Couple sheets,
It's more so
couple
asking the
branches.
squad, but you can feel free if you're a little
Oh, sorry,
It's fine
yeah.
too.
Go ahead. I digress.
I don't really need anything, I just kind of sit like a little...
Just sort of
box
like hydraulically
around.
powered down a little. Just
Yeah.
Zed would have woken up quite energetic. As you mentioned, we feel refreshed. Zed is feeling rather motivated to get into Capelon. So I'm going to, presumably, correct me if I'm wrong, Cambrio. Cambrio is the last one awake, as he loves his boots. Or were you last watch? No, you would already be awake. So I can't even...
I was on Captain's watch, I believe.
Yeah. Did you stay awake throughout that?
Yeah, it was 9 a.m. I had a great night's sleep.
All right, well then, in
Kinda
that
slept
case,
in.
I'll do nothing to Cambrio. He's already awake, keeping us safe.
Okay.
And Zed's just gonna say, hey, guys, I really think it's best that we just get a move on and get to Capelon. We've got a lot to accomplish today. We are already well behind schedule.
I agree.
Yeah, let's get rolling.
Does it really matter at this point when we show up?
We have to show up still.
Yes, but such
Is
rush.
there any reason not to rush at this point, Jinxie?
We're still searching for Emily, Jinxie.
Yes, okay. But not
Jinxie?
bust our hump.
Oh, we're busting some humps.
This is a hump-busting situation.
Jinxie, I don't see why you're fighting us on this one. We've got to get going.
I do not mean to fight. I'm just...
What, you gonna conversate with some more birds on the way? What do you...
We have... we have come so far in such short time.
Well,
yeah,
we need to go even more.
You've described a trip.
We are almost accomplishing what we have set to do, but we've kind of already failed certain aspects of that, and I think the sooner we get in, the better our chance to get more money from Vetus. And look, at this point, I mean, I just don't see why we wouldn't get ourselves going.
We also need to make sure we find the chain before.
Yeah,
he
we don't
gets
even have our stuff.
off.
We need
He has all
a.
that
That's
stuff.
the pressure, the time crunch right there. We gotta get our stuff so we can actually sell it. Jinxie, unless you've got a good reason, like get your ass out of bed and let's go.
Jinx, are you okay going to Capelon?
Jinxie is more than happy to go to Capelon.
Then let's go. Jinxie,
Okay.
don't wanna
you-
be a captain here.
Are your
But,
papers still okay after
Yeah, you have those papers
being
from
in the
John, right?
waters and
Jinxie's gonna rummage through and find his papers, pull them out.
Yeah, so you can see that they're still more or less fine. They've dirtied a little bit just from being on your person for the last few days, but yeah,
That happened as soon as you touched them.
And going through the
A
water.
little splash of prestidigitation should unsoil those.
Ooh, scrubs that right up. Okay, yeah, it's looking fresh.
Fresh papes, dude.
Okay, let's roll out.
Let's roll those.
Sure.
papes.
So we can fast travel a little bit here. So it's about 10 a.m. as you head out, and you know that it's going to take until about 3 o'clock or so to get to Capelon. And after an exhausting few days of traveling, hours of hiking today, finally the forest gives way to an opening. And the beauty of the capital of Tidalbrook opens up in front of you. This shining city on the horizon, Capelon, is one of the most northern cities in all of Tidalbrook. The Dwarven Mountains acting as a natural barrier, cradling and holding it from the north. As you approach the city, the first thing that really wows those of you who have not been here before is that instead of stone or wooden walls surrounding it, there is a 40-foot wall of white rushing water, almost like a living waterfall that surrounds the city. It leads into a moat of water below, but never flows over. Also, it doesn't look like there's a source, because there's just fortifications on top of it with soldiers and guards walking along it as if it's a normal wall. It's very strange, obviously arcane in nature. As you approach the city, you can see that the river opens up as you're exiting this forest. No less than 30 or so trade ships are approaching the city from the river, coming in and leaving. There is a genuine buzz of energy in this place. So you get closer to Capelon, and you can see that the river port, which is the entrance from the riverside, is one of the few entrances on this side of the city. And it seems to be the hub of trading as well. For anyone who has been here before, you know that this is the area of the city where most of the warehouses, trade markets, and even some, shipping guilds and things like that are found. If you were to find Vetus anywhere, it would be here, as that is where the requisition slip told you to head. What do you guys want to do?
Hey, do you guys should we head into town and see if we can track down the chain and get the rest of our stuff, or should we take some of our stuff to Vetus and try and bring the rest back later? I kind of think we should try and bring the majority of the shipment in full. But I mean, it won't be a full shipment at this point, but as full as we could provide.
Yeah, I doubt he wants to pay us twice for separate things. So, and we only have one receipts, so I think it's kind of an all or nothing scenarios.
I'm with that. I think we bring everything as what we need to get, just everything together again.
All right. Do we think it's best to maybe split up in pairs, search the city, or do you guys want to stick all together at once, or like as one?
Hayes is gonna start the Hayes is gonna start the mind chat with the 2.
Which two?
Which 2?
Sometimes that is excluded and Jinxie's involved, okay? I just want to throw
I said with the 2. That was appointed. If we split up, one of us has to go with Jinxie. Not it.
Look,
Not
no,
it.
here's the deal, though. No.
I just look at Zed. Just
Listen up. Cambrio,
You
have
lost
you
the
been to
game
Capelon
of
before?
nope.
Chode, have you?
I have.
Okay, I've also never been.
Perfect.
To
You can
Capelon.
show me around.
Okay, I'm not going with Jinxie, so fuck you guys.
So I guess we're going as a team.
I'll go with the furball. I'll make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. I'll take one for the team.
Jinxie's
Hey,
tail just
The
looking
first
at
keg is
Capelon
on me.
wagging.
All right, Chode.
Speaking of a keg, hey Cambrio, toss me one of those kegs out of the bag, or open the bag up.
I open the bag. So I'm still hazed right now. So this 13-year-old boy very much struggles to attempt to remove a keg from a bag and just can't.
I got it. Right, I forgot your
Can
timing.
you help, please?
I'll pull it out.
Also, while you're doing that, I don't think the people will take kindly to something like me here, so I'm just gonna... And then it's just sort of like... He starts like cracking his neck like a little bit, and he just starts like... I don't envision it being like smooth and easy a lot of the time. It's like my kind of like bones popping and just like this like rearranging under the skin and stuff. And he's just going to be a little bit taller, a little bit broader. And he sort of just looks like a younger version of what Cambria was. It's just big. I like that face, but it just had some years on it. No, people kept offering me drinks, and I got really used to that, and that didn't feel normal.
So Zed's gonna look like a little
last time
kind
I
of rattled by that because Zed and the other Cambria were very close to the same age from your earlier description, and so the fact that it looks like Zed would also then have some years on him.
I mean, that's the implication.
Late
You can take it if
20s,
you want.
early
I'm not gonna
30s has some
argue.
years.
I'm a 13-year-old
That's
boy.
pretty old if
Yeah,
you're a
No,
like,
no,
like
I
little boy.
ancient.
get it. So how much younger does this one look then? Like, where is he?
like 18.
Okay, cool.
Appropriate to be on an adventure.
Nice.
Chode's gonna guzzle down that barrel of alcohol.
So, here, just stop me back then, like 10 episodes ago. Did you not drink at the Spring Breeze Inn?
Yeah. I didn't say I didn't drink. I just said I got used to it.
Okay, no,
Weird.
I didn't know them, whether you've just, like, I haven't noticed you've just been rejecting beers constantly.
No.
Okay, cool. Anyways.
He did at
To be honest, I don't think I drank simply
At the
because
trading post.
the bit with Burr's Trenti or whatever just overtook everything.
The Venti?
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Okay, anyways, sorry, I got a sidetrack there. All right, Cabro, should we get looking? Kind of feel like
Your
you're
name's
the
Combrio now.
sorry, Combrio. Shall we get looking now? I kind of feel like you're the best guy to be hanging with if we're searching for people.
I mean, who doesn't want to hang with the boss? That's totally fine. I think. All right. Where do
Are
we
you guys
know
still in my
about the
chats, right?
chain? One, he definitely banged that beholder at least once.
Okay.
Two,
We don't know that.
he's trying to show that to the authorities. So, do we start with the authorities?
No, he mentioned that the king was going to be the first person he talked to about how he killed the beholder when I spoke to him. So I think he's passing through Titlebrook on his way to Kumdor, but I imagine if he's been traveling all the way from Weir Kazam through, what better place to maybe stop for a couple days than Capelon.
So we need like a carriage house.
Yeah, he would probably stay somewhere
Probably
where he
pretty
could
tight.
safely store his carriage,
he
where he
thinks.
felt like it was secure, unlike when he last left it and we promptly stole it.
I mean, he did
There's
feel it was
stables here?
secure,
So-
and he did tell us now there's an alarm.
Maybe Cambrio and I will head to start scouring inns. Chode, maybe you and Jinxie could start hitting up bars in case he's stopping for somewhere to eat, like something like that. We could
I am very down to
kind
help
of
some
cover
guys.
the two most probable places he'd go. Should we poke our head even into this shipyard? What if he's trying to sell our stuff?
Yeah, what if he sees Vitus before
Maybe
us?
Chode and Jinxie, you guys could. I think he's most likely to be in, so maybe you guys could pop in, just check the shipping yard before
But
you go.
would he know who to see?
Yeah,
Does he
have
know
a
Heard of the
receipt?
Capelon before? If he's sold merch, I don't
Hmm.
know. I'm just trying to cover bases.
Didn't Connor say this is like the only way in from this side from the riverside? So like, oh, there's two ways. Okay.
Yeah, I said it was one of a few ways. There's
Oh, okay.
two main ways, but essentially you can tell that all of the people in trade ships or people bringing deliveries are going in one particular way, and then there's fewer people going another road kind of from the west meets up with your trail, and there's also one that goes in that way, but it's less frequently used, looks like.
Is there anyone like inspecting boats and carts as they come in? Is there any sort of like log book? You know what I mean? Like a
The reception.
I'm still picturing you guys being like further back to just know that there's like commotion on the
But
docks.
we'd have to get
Okay.
I
closer
don't
to figure that out.
All right,
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn to the group then and just be like, well, we could check and see if they're keeping records of who's coming in and out. I don't know if they would have just recorded a cart or if they would just let that in, but maybe one of the guards saw something.
What?
It is a good
That's
idea.
that's a great idea. I kind of think I could expand on it a bit here. What if we get you close enough to maybe even this Vetus guy or someone else who looks like they could gain access to that, and you take a look, we distract them, and then maybe you could go talk to whoever's keeping logs.
If
he's
there are
in the-
logs.
If he's a gnome, can you shrink down to the
I've
level?
never.
Can you?
I'll be honest.
baby
When I was a little one, I did a pretty good gnome, but I really don't think I could get the height right anymore. I would just be. Cambria was gonna shrink down as small as he can go. Still keeping the same form, but again, joints popping. Just it's like a skeleton just folding in on itself.
The grossest transformer.
Sounds like
And so he gets to about 4'5".
Optimus Grime.
Gets to about 4'5", as if he can sort of go up or down a foot from his original height.
All right.
To answer your question from a couple episodes ago, Wills, about sizes of creature I could change into. It's not really a creature; it's just my height.
So we can't be Venus, but maybe we could find Venus. Maybe he would be a good information center.
Yeah.
If he knows John, maybe we can
He helps us.
get him to help us out in a little bit of, or maybe he's seen a guy with a big cut. I don't know.
I mean, it's you gotta imagine he wanted the stuff, or it's part of his. Like, if it's not for him, he's got to at least be getting like, commission or something.
Yeah. Although the more I think about it, would it be wise for the chain to roll into a shipyard with a beholder in the back of his cart and try and unload anything?
No, that's
maybe
true. He seemed to
just
keep that
came in
thing
at
pretty
first.
locked up tight.
Yeah. I almost think that there's no chance he went there, but I don't know.
I think again, even if he did, he was riding all night. He, fled like a coward. First thing a coward's gonna do is probably get a good night's sleep, or bang a corpse. I don't know, but that's his deal.
You're really committed to that.
It's not me. He's a committed guy.
You were him for 10 seconds and you just know? You know.
I've lived in
Alright.
his skin.
Cambria, what do you say we start looking for the inns?
Cambrio nods.
All right.
All right, football. Let's go find some bars.
Okay, let's go for a stroll.
We start with the
Okay, who wants to start?
Yeah, we'll
I
take
don't mind if we do.
So as we would have walked away from the other group, then Zed's gonna turn to Gabriel and say, "Gabriel, you would have probably loved our old captain, Gabriel. Great guy. I really wish you would have got to meet him."
Combrio just kind of stares at you like, what? And it turns to, just doesn't say a word, opens the bag, pulls the log out a little bit. Reminder to demote Zed. And then just tucks it back away.
Are you still saying these things out loud as you
what's
record
next?
Yeah, that's the only way I can write.
them? What?
I say now lightly before I have to commit to writing a secret message later, and I have to yell it aloud.
It's a little humor, Cambrio. Just trying to keep things light for us here.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Rolls his eyes
I'm
at
just
you.
gonna pat
Just
him
a
on the
fucking
back
It's just a pithy teenager now.
Wasted a log entry.
All right. So you
Okay, whatever, Grandpa.
So you haven't been here before, Cambrio?
No, man. I think I told you pretty much my entire life story like yesterday.
All right.
And I didn't mention this.
Okay.
Oh.
Connor, DM. Sorry, DM. Can I get a?
Yeah, cry to the DM for help, old man.
I just want to look around, just for as far as townsfolk. I'm gonna try and approach somebody. So can you just to ask for?
Yeah,
directions?
sure.
Just give me a layout.
Ask for directions?
of who I'm looking at, just so I can approach the friendliest looking person.
Yeah, so in comparison to Botan, this is obviously a much bigger city. The place that you are now, kind of near the trades port on the river, is pretty hustling and bustling. There are hundreds of people loading boxes off of ships and doing different trade deals under canvas tents and things like that. And there's lots of people who you could theoretically pull aside. Most of them look busy doing something, but there's lots of people.
Yeah, I guess
down
I
here.
kind of envisioned us when we left the other two, like heading more into like towards the city itself. I guess I didn't really clarify that very well.
I would say we're on our way. Now, could we just not ask like a guard?
Yeah, yep.
Combrio's gonna find an adult.
Sure. So which entrance are you going through? There's two that you have option for: the trade port or the road.
I would
to
prefer the road.
west. Okay, so then you guys are going towards
Because
the.
I also believe that would be the way the chain. We can honestly just because the wagon was pretty, not necessarily like crazily unique, but it certainly wasn't a standard, carriage or whatever, like open back trades wagon.
Yeah.
So theoretically, we could even just. My gut is that he came through the road, and we should just ask the guards on the way, and if he's seen him, and then just ask if they know where like the tavern quarter, the inn quarter is.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So you approach. There are two of the King's Hammer's guards that are a little bit more formal looking in Kaplan than they were in Botan. So their cloaks look a little bit cleaner, a little bit more matchy. Both of them are actual dwarves with great hammers. And they look fairly menacing. One has no hair on the top of his head, but a big blue beard. And the other one, who looks a little bit younger, has a long head of black hair with like a squared, shorter beard than the other one. And they both look fairly menacing and fairly good at their jobs as you go up to approach them.
So I was going to kind of mess you on up and just be like, "Hello, sirs. I was wondering if any of you how long have you gentlemen been on duty today?"
Since the morning, about 9 a.m. or so.
Did you happen to see a really developed cart come through, like big kind of roof, walls, locked door on the back, like solid, not it's kind of driven by like a Cambrio's struggling to find the words to describe the chain. He's really tempted to turn back into it, but then realized that might not be a great idea.
Yeah, sure.
So he's just going to describe like this tiefling It's tiefling, wasn't he?
He said he looked human or tiefling. We couldn't really tell. We don't have a clear description of the chain.
Okay, so I'm going to describe the chain to these guards. It is
Sure.
blue cloak with the runes.
Why don't you roll me a charisma check to see how well you describe the chain?
Oh, can't you just give it to me?
Well, you described him terribly, so
Yeah,
they would
I
not
know.
know.
I forget what the chain looks like because I was too busy being him. That's an 18.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so you do a very good job of describing this hooded figure in a blue and yellow robe.
With the runes.
Yeah, with the runes and everything. You described the carriage fairly well. The only thing you
Roof,
couldn't,
walls.
the only thing you couldn't exactly remember was what the war horses looked like, but you do remember that they were war horses. So you gave a fairly good description. And one of the dwarves says, yeah, maybe, but there's been a few hundred people that we've, seen through today, so I wouldn't be able to tell you much about them, even if I could say for certain.
Do you know where we could maybe find a place on our way into town here to lay our head? Are there many inns or hotels or anything like that?
Yeah, right actually in through this entrance here, this is where a lot of the inns and the bars are. But I don't have one in particular. I've got a house up on the east side, so I'm not in the inns often.
Yeah. Do you know
And
where
the
someone
other
with
one chimes in.
a fair amount of coin might stay? Any
Oh.
more of a swankier joint?
Maybe maybe the Stonehead. Yeah, the Stonehead's where I'd like to take my missus if I could take her on an anniversary date night. That's for sure. It's pretty swanky there.
Ah, so you got a missus.
I do, yeah.
Does she work?
What are you getting at there, son? And he kind of
She-
looks at you intimidatingly.
Just curious about your home on the east side where you live.
Oh, don't get too many thoughts there, you skeevy bastard.
Oh
And
no,
he
you
kinda,
just forgive my friend here. He's kind of weird with his words sometimes.
Yeah, I'd say.
All
and
right,
then
let's
he's
go.
here.
Thank you for your time.
He's
we won't
at the
bother you
house.
any longer, and I'm just going to kind of try and.
Cambrio's
go
doing
with
the
you.
math. Cambrio's putting a heist together in his head.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I gotta get those twin gnomes.
during this time, there's been 4 or 5 other people going through the entrance, so that was what the other guard was kind of doing. But the other one kind of just waves you guys through as if to enter. However, what I will say is, as you're entering, you can see that one of the very first places in Capelon seems to be a stable where people could drop off their horses. You see a few carriages as well. And you also notice that there is a female human sitting on a stool by a table that looks to be tending this stable area.
What do you think, Conrio? Should we see our friend the Chain come and collect his
I'm
carriage
thinking we
again?
didn't talk to the other guard.
Yeah, but I'm looking at some stables right here, and I feel like if you just make yourself look like the Chain again, it worked like a charm last time to get the Chain's carriage.
That's true. I guess what's the plan here? That I can't come in and just ask for my carriage back? What do you want me to do? Just pretend I got blackout drunk last night and can't find my carriage?
I was actually
and I
going to
have
say,
to act.
yeah.
Like, what? Did I leave my carriage
And
here?
you got drunk, and
Combrio's already turning into the
perfect.
chain.
That's exactly what I wanted you to do. That's great.
'Cause that's my plan. All right, I'm going to approach the lady outside.
Sure.
I'm going to stay like a little bit back.
Okay.
Do you work here?
Hi. Yeah, I do.
Sorry. Congress just gonna rub his face like he's just coming off one. Did you This is gonna be crazy. Did I leave my cart here last night?
I don't know. Do you have usually we give little valet tickets. Do you have that on you still?
I lost my cloak.
Oh, that's too bad. Let me see here. I have a log book. What did you say your name was again?
The chain.
She kind of looks up at you like, you can't be serious.
How dare you?
Oh, sorry. No, I thought I heard something else. Maybe.
What's your name? Craig?
starts-
Caraig or whatever?
She's like, no, oh God, that would be
Yeah,
horrendous. I'm
would.
sorry if I offended you. And she starts looking through the logbook and kind of licking her finger and going through flip. The chain is there maybe another name that you checked in under? I don't see anything.
I'd come up with a lot of stupid names, but was there anything with like 2 big war horses? Might have been a little singed by fire.
I feel like I would definitely remember that. And when did you drop it off?
It would have been like late last night, possibly early this morning.
You had yourself quite the night if you can't remember, eh?
It's been more of a morning, actually.
Yeah. Give me a sec. And she gets up and goes to the back for a few minutes. And she eventually
Chain
comes back
throws
out.
up.
She's like, "Oh, sorry there, sweetie. Are you okay? Do you need like a warm rag or something?"
Oh, warm rag would be lovely.
I didn't actually think you'd say yes. Yeah. Give me give me just one more second. One more second.
All right,
She comes
thanks.
back. Comes back out a minute or so later with like a brown rag that's been dipped in water, and as she hands it to you, it's like lukewarm. Like it could have been warm a while ago, but it's definitely not hot. It's just she's like, sorry, yeah, I'm not a healer, but yeah, no, I just
Not
checked
a
in.
heater either.
You're funny.
Shane puts the rag in his mouth.
Oh. Well, on that note, yeah, I can definitely confirm that we don't have.
morning.
Yeah. Okay. And she, like, you can tell that she's not really sure what's happening. So she wants to get out of this conversation as soon as possible. And she's like, yeah, so can you confirm there's no warhorse carriage? There's nothing bigger than a mule cart here today. Definitely not one that was dropped off in the last 24 hours, let alone this morning. Yeah, I think, sweetie, you might have the wrong place.
Yeah. Anywhere else that you think would, if you were trying to like late night, early morning drop off your carriage? Sorry, takes the rag out of his mouth and then says all that. Where would you
thanks.
go?
Well, I mean, Capelon's a big city, but to be frank with you, this is kind of it in terms of horse storage and stablery and things like that. I mean, obviously, you would know if you had like a house or somebody, because then you wouldn't need to drop your horse or carriage off. Maybe you're forgetting that. I think maybe you're having a day, sweetie. This is kind of it.
It's a day. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for your time and your rag. I'm gonna put it
no
back in
problem.
her hand.
Oh,
And-
thank you.
I'm gonna go pet a horse.
Oh, not that one. Not that one. Do you
I
pet
pet.
that one?
I pet.
Okay. Roll an animal handling with disadvantage.
Zed's gonna start.
Yeah, look at the chain.
Zed's gonna start running over to Combrio.
Not fair. I look like a chain. That's a 3.
Oh no, that's Nippy. You take
That's
1d4.
a 16.
Yeah. Oh, what?
It was with disadvantage. The 3 was the first roll, but it was
Oh,
also
okay,
the worst
sorry.
roll. So
Yeah. So she goes, yeah. No, that's Nippy. Oh, I'm so sorry. And you take 1d4 piercing damage. Go ahead and roll that.
it's rolling. That's 2.
Okay, crazy. Yeah. So this mule nips you on your hand, pretty fucking hard, all
Okay.
things considered. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to just maybe? Do you want this back? And she hands the rag back to you.
Oh, you're right. And I throw the rag at the Nippy.
Oh, please don't do that. Oh, I'm sorry, Nippy. And she like starts tending to the
So
mule.
I feel
She's
like Zed's arrived.
if there's nothing
Okay,
else,
I mind link with Nippy. Bite her. Bite her.
yeah, it's
This
like
is
a
your conscience,
it's
Nippy.
like a
Bite
white
her.
it's a white noise. You're not receiving anything
The
back.
chain falls asleep.
Okay, I'm gonna now be here
Oh,
because
God.
Zed's pretty quick,
Okay.
and this has been a lot. And I'm just gonna kind of pick up the chain, Combrio, and just kind of drag. Oh, I'm so sorry. I lost him for 2 minutes. He's been going
It's
around
been a
everywhere
morning.
looking for his cart and
Okay.
whatnot. Thank you for your time. And then I'm
Yeah,
gonna, sorry, can I
she's
just grab
looking
that?
like
I'm gonna
very-
grab the cloth out of her hand and just kind of like wipe his hand and then toss it back to her.
Perfect. Oh, you shouldn't have, really. And she just kind of
warm.
drops on the
So
ground.
once
this
I've dragged
poor
him
girl.
kind of like far enough away, I'm like, so I'm guessing that didn't go too great.
What if the chain has a house? I like slyly open my eyes and look at you as if this has all gone perfectly according to plan. And then it's like, yep, honey potted her. Bang.
I gotta admit, Carver, that's a pretty smart idea. Can't believe I didn't think of that either. I mean, we could probably still rule out maybe the Stonehead because it's a lot easier to check there than every house. But
I guess. Yeah. Do you want to go to the Stone's Head?
the Stonehead, yes.
Or at least, shall we vacate this horse area?
Yeah.
Sure. So we're going to pick up from Jinxie and Chode now. So which were you guys going in the same way as them, or did you guys head more towards like the trade port
Well,
on the river?
you said bars and inns are in the same area, right?
Yes. So how the layout of the city is, Chode, I guess you would know this, is in the southwest kind of region. Picture the city as a clock. Okay.
Mhm.
So from like the 6 o'clock to the 8 or 9 o'clock, that kind of area is the bars, the inns, the place where if you're vacationing here is like where you would get a hotel. Like this is kind of the where guests stay.
It's like the tourist
Yeah.
side of town.
Exactly, the tourist side of town. Moving, counterclockwise from like the 6 to like the 3 or the 2 on the other side. That's kind of the mouth of the river, and that all on that side is where the trade port is. Okay. There are some other areas like north, kind of built right into the mountains. Showed you would know that the main fortress, like the main keep for Capelon resides. And kind of as you get closer to that main keep, you're going from the inns and the touristy area and the trade port and stuff in through a little bit more refined homes, nicer areas, the churches, kind of the more upper class places in Capelon. So with your history, I would say being a, fight pit robot, you would have been more in the kind of slummy tourist kind of southern part of the town. But yeah, so that's kind of roughly how the town is divided, Jinxie.
Okay. Mr. Chode, so you have been here before?
Yeah,
Okay.
we probably could have stayed as a group for this part. 'cause
Yeah, you could have
all the
been
inns
like
and bars are together, but
our guide, and they just went off and don't know where anything is. I don't get
it's
it.
okay. They needed some bonding time.
Yeah, they needed the space.
So let's head in.
Perfect. So
Follow me.
as you guys are heading in, you walk past an oblivious Cambrio and Zed, and you can just hear Cambrio being like, "So does your wife work?" Or and then so the other one, the Bluebeard one, is kind of waving you guys in as you walk past. So you're in this kind of southwest district of Capelon. Showed with your experiences here, did you have any specific place that you wanted to start, or were you just going to kind of aimlessly go from
We-
place to place?
We were cool. Like they didn't hassle Jinxie coming in.
No,
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
sweet.
is a free city? Ooh.
Yeah.
so far.
So far, yeah. Well, we're on the touristy side, so
Yeah,
maybe not in the north end.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I would go to the first bar as you come in, kind of check out there. Would that just be like combined with Stonehead, or
No, so the Stonehead's like kind of the closest one north in this area, as it's kind of moving up the more rich side of town. There is one. Sorry, let me just find it here. There's the Dirty Dog. That's kind of the first one as you
Ooh.
walk in, and I would say
it's
that
like you?
I would say, Chode, you recognize this one because as you were coming up through Tavier and the different fighting pits and stuff, there were often times where kind of traveling shows were brought to different cities. But fighting pits aren't necessarily seen as a good thing. So it was kind of like, think Fight Club, where it was like kind of underground and like not big marketing for it. You know, the Dirty Dog has a basement kind of fight pit. So you've been here before.
Let's check out this place. I've been here before.
Are these good places or bad places?
Well, I like these places,
So bad places.
maybe for you.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, you wouldn't be interested in doing that.
What?
Maybe we'll come back to you after we find Mr. Chain and get our money, because if we get shortchanged, I got a cool, fun way that we can make a little bit more cheddar cheese.
Oh. Okay.
But you gotta be ready to be like that last fight, not the river fight, because we're gonna, just as a forewarning, because these people don't pull their punches, and they will kill you. But we can make lots of monies. So
Jinxie doesn't
keep
care
that in
for
mind.
that, but I will help. And then
Money?
he's gonna.
Or people.
What's that? Sorry.
What part of that did you?
Oh, just the money. What good?
Well, I mean, with more money, we can find Emily.
Hmm.
Furbrain.
You're right. That is the good. Maybe we do need the money.
All right, let's go in and get a drink, and we can talk and see if we can find if the chain was here.
Perfect. So as you guys head into the Dirty Dog, it's immediate just chaos. You go in, there are like 2 halflings dangling from a chandelier. There are bottles being thrown across the bar. Like music is going on. So like this big, kind of chaos and half bar fight, half people eating chicken wings. Like it's just kind of a lovely chaos.
Are there saloon doors?
No, there's no saloon doors. But as you go in, one of the people at the front go. Sorry, I got a little something here to see. Yeah. Okay. The first person that you see on the way in immediately throws a punch at you, Jinxie, and is like, a big old animal thing. Fuck him. And let's see, does an 11 doesn't hit your armor class, right?
No, an 11 doesn't.
Okay, so
Jinxie just stop his fist with his trunk.
Yes, you can. You can. And he looks at his fist. He's like, "Why is it so wet? Oh God!" And then there's just kind of everything is going on. Kind of bottles being thrown. You're getting wet from different things being poured from the rafters and stuff. And there's a gnome girl that comes up to you and she's like, "Just sit anywhere, sweetie. Find a table. It's kind of like, just let me know whenever you're ready to order, and I'll make my way over to you." And then she kind of does like a hip hop and like jumps on people's backs to kind of like get through the commotion to get back to the kitchen. So this is.
I'm just gonna like push that guy away after he like threw a punch at Jinxie.
Wah!
Shove him away. Just get out of here.
Sure.
What is this place? What
Fuck, I
just
forgot how
happened?
Cool this place is.
This is normal?
This is great.
Oh my. Oh my.
Let's go sit over there.
Jinxie's just gonna, even though he's like a big, mammoth man, just trying to hide behind Chode as he like follow him to the table, just trying to be as small as possible.
Sure.
Just be like pushing people out of the way.
Yeah, as you guys are making your way through the crowd, you're not taking damage from this, but Chode, like shot glasses are exploding off your head, and like Jinxie, there's like a dart that ends up in your arm. You're like, Jesus Christ! Like it's just chaos. But you do find a couple bar stools near the bar where the gnome is now pouring drinks for people.
Excuse me, sweetheart. What's your name? Excuse me. Hello.
Oh, hey, my name's Shali.
Shali?
Shali.
Charlie.
Like, go Shali, it's your birthday?
We're gonna party like it's your birthday.
Yeah. What can I get for you, sweetie?
I'll take 3 ales, and what do you want?
Do you have mixed greens?
What? Do we have what?
Mixed greens, like
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. And so she starts pouring 3 ales for you, Chode, and then you see her get a bottle of absinthe from the back, and she starts pouring a green liquid into a martini mixing glass, and she starts pouring that for you, Jinxie. Here you go, mixed greens and 3 ales. That's 4 silver.
Right, I will pay for that. You know what? Do you have any food? I think that's what I was getting at.
Yeah, let's see here. It's kind of just whatever you can grab, and then as she's saying that, you can see that somebody down the bar is half done a chicken, and she just kind of grabs it from them, and she's like, "He'll never know. Here you go." And then the guy looks up and around, and he's like, "What the hell?" And he thinks somebody else grabbed it, so he stabs his fork into the other guy's arm, and then they start brawling.
God, I love this place.
Oh, the price of a chicken. Such a shame.
Do you eat chicken?
I will if I must. It's not ideal, but I have mixed greens here. You can have the chicken.
I don't know if you want to drink that mixed greens.
But she made it for me. It looks so special.
All right.
I have never had mixed greens like this.
What have you had ale before?
I've smelt it, yes.
You smelt ale.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did in John's wine cellar. You were just sniffing ale. So this is gonna frick you straight up.
Why would it do that? Mixed greens.
Because it's a very strong alcohol.
Can you both roll me a dexterity saving throw?
I was hoping you'd make them do random checks just for being in here.
A 9.
3.
Okay, yeah. So both of you get encased in the chandelier that is above you. It swings and falls, and it kind of just hugs both of you on your shoulders. You each take 4 bludgeoning damage as it lands on you.
Oh, gee.
Ow! What? It just because it shatters.
In the
all
commotion, I'm gonna dump out the absinthe drink. I'm just gonna pour it out.
Sure, yeah.
Oh no, it got spilt.
Just really obvious, yeah.
Yeah. Tell you what, have one of these ales. If you like that, then we'll get you one of those mixed greens again.
Jinxie's just gonna go suck it up. But then you're not gonna see him swallow or anything. It's just in the trunk.
It's just in his trunk.
Stored.
He doesn't transfer.
Yeah.
Very
His
cool.
trunk's like a camel hump. He's just
Okay, so now what would you like to do? His nose is plugged.
Are you not? You better drink that. I gave you an ale.
Why would I drink it? These crazy people, we could spray it at them.
You know what? I like that even better. Spray it at somebody. Spray it at the guy we stole the chicken from. He'll love it.
Yeah, where's the guy with the fork in his hand? He needs our help.
Oh, he's a few feet from you. They call it 10 feet away.
Jinxie's gonna turn around and like fire hose blast him with this stuff if he can.
Roll a d20 and add dexterity.
Okay.
Can I help him on this?
Oh, just hold
Sure,
the
yeah.
trunk.
Hold the trunk like a fire
Yeah.
hose.
Yeah, like aiming it.
Sure, yeah, you guys can roll with advantage.
Oh, that's a natural 20.
Hey-oh!
So
You kill him.
He
Hits the
drowns.
handle in front of him. It just turns into a
He just
flamethrower.
drowns.
yeah. So the guy with the fork in his arm kind of turns at the first blast of this foamy beer ale thing that's getting all over him. And initially he's mad, but then he's just covered in ale. So he tries to move out of the way, and he does the Scooby-Doo running in one spot because it's slippery, and falls. He kind of gets up and he's shaking his head, and his face is all bloody from it looks like he has a broken nose or something. And you can see that Shali's like, "Oh, not again! Can somebody please call one of the nurturers?" And from there, you can see that a few other people are kind of making space for this guy that is now like completely bleeding from his face and stuff. Is there anything else that you guys want to do before we shift back to the other two?
I would like to ask Charlie, hey, excuse me, Jinxie, that was hilarious. We gotta do that again.
Okay, we can work on that.
Have you, by chance, seen a guy who thinks he's hot shit? He wears a big blue hooded robe. It's all fancy.
Oh, he's got weird eyes.
He's got a weird eye. He's got rings on his fingers.
I don't.
He goes by the Chain.
Oh, that's weird. No, that doesn't really ring a bell. Is this person like a wizard or something? Like, they sound very eclectic.
He's some sort of magical. I don't know exact magics, but
I personally don't, and I can't say that I've ever seen somebody like that, but maybe try with someone in like the Arcane Guild or something. I don't know. That's where I would start if I was looking for a weird magic-eyed hooded figure.
Perfect. Where would the Arcane Guild be? Or would I know where that is, because I've been here before?
You know that it's uptown. I don't know that you would have ever been there before, but you know that it's closer to the keep.
Alright, so that's just uptown, right?
Yeah. If you just keep heading north, it's kind of like in between here and the House of an M.
House of an M.
Perfect.
That's quite of a name. Cool, thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, no problem. And like kind of as we're wrapping up here, you can just see that there's a kind of like a nurse-looking person, like a white cloaked person, kind of going up to the person with the fork in his arm and the blood coming out of his face, like kind of like pulling him to the side and wiping up his wounds and stuff. And you get the sense that is a nurturer. Okay, so the other two, where are we currently?
We are. Zed is going to look for another person on the street, as he's going to try and get himself to the Stonehead. He's not really sure where that is.
Sure. Okay, perfect. So you go up to, I'll say kind of, there's like a, not a lord type person, but definitely like a merchant, somebody in nice clothes, somebody who has like a servant or something, kind of carrying a bag behind him, and he looks very posh. And he has kind of blonde, wavy hair and a velvet-looking green robe and sash as he's kind of walking through the streets.
All right, I'm going to use my glamour weave to make a shiny, shimmery robe on the back. I'm going to make myself look of potential great status. As I walk through, great. I want this to look so good. I'm going to walk up to this person and, excuse me, my lord.
And he kind of turns around and he's like, what is it? Oh, apologies, my fellow fashion-loving wonderbread. My goodness, who graces my presence with such a shimmery robe? And he goes to touch your glamour.
I allow him to, but right after he does, I do a twirl, and so that the light like reflects off of it.
And he raises his hand kind of to cover his face. Majestic, who are you?
I am Zed. That's it. That's all I said.
Oh, well, that's might I say, with such wonderful, colorful robes, you might want to add some colorful titles. But my dear, I must ask, where did you find such a magical, lovely robe with such wonderful craftsmanship? It's just, I simply must have it. How much?
This robe is not for sale. Surely someone as yourself can understand that some beauties are kept closest to the heart.
Yes, I of course understand where you're coming from. How can I help such a obvious, noble deedsman in this city?
I am told to meet a man by the name of the Chain at the Stonehead, and this is my first time through this town. Could you direct me?
Oh, the Chain, such a particularly peculiar name. But yes, the Stonehead. I actually am headed that way myself. I could show you right to the Stonehead.
Oh, well, that would be excellent.
And is your Cambria? Are you close by?
Yes.
Is your servant going to be joining us as well?
Indeed he shall.
Ah, yes. Isn't slavery the best?
It is truly one of the world's, and says, kind of just trying to mask his cringing, most interesting things.
Shall I hold your robe above the dirt, sir?
Yes, as always. Thank you,
Always a pleasure.
Larry.
They named me Larry because you couldn't pronounce my real
Silence! No one asked you to speak. Now, let us go to the Stonehead. Tadpole, hurry! And you can see the person behind him yes, my lord.
What does
And,
Tadpole look
looks
like?
over at
Can
me,
I
he
get a
goes,
Tadpole?
It's a living!
Say
What does
again.
Tadpole look like?
Yeah, roll investigation.
Give you a second to just... Okay, that's going to be a 9? 9.
Yeah. Raceless. You're not sure. It could be
dream.
anything. It looks
The
almost like
utopian
Smeagol.
dream.
It looks kind of not fully a man, not really a dwarf. He just looks like he's been in servitude for so long. Who knows what this
looks
thing
like a
is.
13-year-old changeling boy.
Almost, yeah.
All right.
I'm going to subtly alter my appearance to look a little more like Tadpole.
Okay, are you doing this out in public?
It's subtle. I'm hover down like this, holding his robe above the dirt, sir.
Roll me a stealth check to see if Tadpole sees.
Oh.
Okay. Who cares if Tadpole sees? No one will believe him. It's a 24.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Tadpole doesn't see. He sees kind of the ruffling of your robes as your bones are snapping and popping into place. Now looking like Tadpole, but he thinks maybe you're just coughing or something. And he's he goes, "Are you okay?" And he looks and he sees that he's now looking at kind of his twin, not fully, but he's and he averts his gaze and just starts following.
As we
his
should.
liege.
We should look upon the dirt we are.
After about 20 minutes of walking, you come to a place that looks very regal and very nice, very sleek and very chic. It is a large limestone cube almost, very minimalist. There's no windows, there is no torches, there's nothing. It's a slab of stone in the middle of the nice part of town. And there is somebody kind of in a tuxedo type robe in front of this establishment with a large clipboard, and you can see that there's a few people in line as he's kind of checking to make sure that they're on the list and either letting them in based on that or kicking them to the curb if they're not.
All right. I'm going to. Thank you again for showing me the way.
Anytime.
I am going
anytime,
to
yes.
wait here for my company to join me.
Of course, yes. What are we if not people who enjoy company?
I could not have said it better myself. And again, thank you. I hope to run into you at one of the many galas I attend throughout the year.
Yes, those galas. I love those galas. And he says, my new best friend. And he goes and takes your hand and gives you bows and kisses your hand. And he's like, until next time. And he shuffles off.
And I do kind of yes.
You bow also. Okay, perfect. So the nameless racist slaver is
Yeah,
now
fuck that guy.
one of your best friends.
Did he go into the bar?
No, he's walking past it.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't go
Oh, so he
inside?
wasn't going there anyway.
Mm-mm.
Oh, excuse me. I'm going to call out to him one more time.
Mm-hmm.
I never did catch your name.
Ah, yes. And he shuffles back over. And he says, Tadpole, if you may. And Tadpole kind of goes and ruffles through his bag, and he takes out this big scroll. And he's like, ahem. Introducing Lord Jimothy of the Creekwater. First of his name. And then Lord Jimothy looks at him and he's like, well, aren't you forgetting something? He says, but I thought we weren't allowed to use this. Just read it. And he says, Master of the Mudwaters and all of the... Really? Do I have to say this? Yes, say it. And Master of the Mudwaters and all of the people that live there also. Ugh. And he's like, excellent. Lord Jimothy. I prefer Jim.
You really should not have to wait for Tadpole to bring that out every time. Does he not know when you are asked to?
And he gets in close to you and he says, I know that my sweet Tadpole knows my full titles and my name, but it just doesn't... Don't you think that it adds a little bit of flair to the introduction? Or should I drop it? Do you think I should perhaps drop it? Is it fun?
I love it. When you have to explain something to someone, it means it's that much more perfect.
Yes, like any good joke.
Exactly. Well, Lord Jimothy of Creekwater, it has been a pleasure.
And you, Zed.
And I
and he
bow
shovels
again.
Back. Lovely.
And I turn to Combrio and I say, well, Tadpole, what do you say you and Lord Jimothy of Creekwater try and get into the Stone Head? Or, hey, do you want to be Lord Jimothy? I don't mind being Tadpole. And I cast Disguise Self. And now I look like Tadpole.
Ooh. Who are you
Tadpole.
looking like?
I'm going to give Combrio the chance
Okay.
to be
Sure.
Lord Jimothy. Because that felt demeaning and Zed felt terrible.
I was going to say, do you feel dirty
I
after
felt
that?
so dirty.
Actually care.
The
Oh,
guy
I know. You did a great job.
My problem is that I do not have a fancy cloak. And in fact, look pretty rough from an apparel standpoint.
Shit.
So you're going to make him cast another spell to change?
I really wish you had run any of this past me. Or you could just let me wear the cloak.
Zed's thinking internally about how he doesn't trust Cambrio and will never give him this cloak.
What?
How many spell slots do I have? I'm going to cast Disguise Self and look like Lord Jimothy.
Okay, perfect.
Cambrio nods sadly. He's like, and it was too good to be true. And then stares longingly at the
And
cloak.
Zed's going to pretend that he didn't hear that because now he feels more uncomfortable than before.
Okay.
All right, sir, I'll go back down to the dirt. They might make me wait outside with the horses.
Now, did you remember? I mean, I hate to say it. Did you remember the introduction? Because if people know Lord Jimothy, they might kind of expect it.
You mean Lord Jimothy of the Creekwater, first of his name, ruler of the Mudlands and all the people within?
Very close. It's Master of the Mud Waters and all.
Oh,
of the
that would
people
be the important part to you.
Yeah.
I wrote mother.
say mother of
I
the
wrote
mud
mother of the
waters.
Mudwaters.
That's
his
not
first-
Khaleesi.
That's why it's so controversial.
Mother of the mud.
That's the problem. He's like, I birthed you.
Right? Should we
He's actually a.
You are my muddy waters.
should we try and get
Hey,
it?
that's a bass player. That's why it's trying to take over the bass. Should we try to get in? Yes, but I am being the tadpole.
Yeah.
So it's really in your hands, sir. Maybe my continued performance down here would be something of a help to your disguise, but I'm here.
And I don't believe Tadpole was holding up the robes for.
No, that was a personal choice.
Yes. So I just mean to match that. I feel like you no longer need to do that.
You could just say it's a new trend. It's the only part of this I like.
In that case, yeah, whatever works for you. I do kind of feel like a dick here.
Yeah, Cameo just wants to touch that cloak. Soon.
And I'm going to approach the front door there.
Okay, sure. And I will say that the individual at the front is fairly menacing, fairly large, and like I said, in kind of a like tuxedo robe. But as you approach, he says, "Oh, Lord Jimothy, welcome back. Do you intend to dine with us for lunch?"
Why, yes, I will.
Ah, lovely. Well, I shall allow you to go in, and of course your servant here can find himself in the servant quarters downstairs, as is customary.
Of course. And I'm going to turn to Tadpole, I guess, fake Tadpole, and I'll cast a message, and I'll just say maybe rummage around. Like with the other people in the quarters and see if you can gather any information. Again, I feel like I really lucked out here and I'm so sorry.
So wait, messages be whispering, right? It's just you hear.
Yeah, so I can whisper and no one can hear except for you.
Sir, it's all right there, sir. I'll just go be amongst my own kind. I know my place.
What? So you're whispering that back to me, even though no one can hear you?
I'm kind of stuck in the character.
Oh, okay. I'll try and grab you something good to eat.
But also, sir, and then I switch to the mind link. I can just do this. We don't even need to whisper.
Yeah, I know. Unless you include me in the mind link, I can't just start it up myself. So I'm gonna do my thing.
Just ask. So anyways.
Anyways.
Okay, so mind link on. I'm probably gonna sneak around. I'm just telling you that.
Okay, yeah, so let's pick up from Jinxie and Chode now that are still in the Dirty Dog. Chaos is erupting around you in this bar fight. You're not sure whether it's gotten worse or better since you've been here, but the chandelier and all of its mishaps still wrap your bodies as you're sitting at this bar.
So we're getting up to leave, Chode? Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's head towards that arcane guild.
Jinxie's gonna leave a tinderbox on the table and say to the waitress, "You might need this."
It's like fantasy Tinder. He's hitting on her. He says, "I got you, Tinder."
So Charlie's like, thank you. Just matches?
And Jinxie's gonna whisper and go, "Poof."
Oh. Sure. I don't get
Alright,
it.
Furball, I don't know what you're doing, but...
You might want to light this place on fire.
Oh. No, it's great. I love it here.
How dare you? Love this place. Come on, Furball, let's get out of here.
Okay, let's go.
Alright, we'll start making our way to the Arcane Guild.
Sure. So for this, because you haven't been there before, Chode, I'm going to say roll me a, investigation, perception, survival, something like that, to see if you can track it down. You know the general direction where it is, but you're not exactly sure.
17.
17, okay, perfect. So it takes you about an hour or so to navigate your way through the parts of Capelon that you kind of know this place to be. On your way, you see lots of different people and faces. Like this city is very diverse. However, you and Jinxie, as you're walking through the crowds, are getting those kind of side eyes of what's a Warforged and a deer beast doing together? Kind of like, that's odd. No one stops you, Jinxie, as you're walking through this part of town. But I will say that with that roll, Speedy, you know that the Arcane Guild should be in the area of the city that you're at, but you don't see it anywhere. It's the weirdest thing.
Is there anybody around?
There's kind of the hustle and bustle of the street, but kind of no one that's stopping and staring at you at this moment.
All right. I'm just gonna see the next person walking by and just like stick my hand out to like stop them.
Mhm.
Excuse me. Do you know where the Arcane Guild is?
And like this like short halfling woman kind of like looks up at this huge warrior robot overlooking her, and she says, "Don't you have to be a part of the Arcane Guild to see it?"
Damn it.
Well, we were trying to become part of this guild, so that's why we
Oh.
were trying to get this.
Well, good luck with that. And she like scampers off like she's pretty scared.
Thank you for your time. All right. Well,
Another dead end.
do you have any way of seeing things like that?
Do I? No, I just have this magnifying glass that John gave me. Jinxie's gonna pull it out and start looking up in the air, thinking it's like this floating castle.
Okay.
I-
Roll an advantage investigation check.
That's an 8, and that is a 7. So an 8.
Okay. Yeah, you're not sure. Things look a little bit closer when you're looking through the magnifying glass, but still tough to
Tough to
notice.
see.
Did you find anything?
No, things look big, but no guild. No, never. There's never a guild.
Do we see anybody that looks a little bit more regal walking by?
More regal, or like, are you looking for like an arcane spellcaster type looking person?
Yeah, someone who looks like cloaky,
Like
and
Fantasia-esque?
stuff.
Yeah. I would say roll me one last either charisma check because you're like talking to people and asking around, or investigation.
That is a dirty 20.
Very nice.
Ooh,
Okay.
nice.
So with this, you do track somebody down that looks kind of like a raggedy old wizard, kind of a tattered purple robe that looks a little bit worse for wear, kind of a patchy white beard. And he says, as I assume you stop him kind of in the middle of the street, and he goes, hello there!
Hello, old mains. Me and my football acquaintance are looking to get into the Arcane Guild.
Oh,
You happen to know what it is?
yeah, I do actually. Yeah, I'm actually a card-holding member of the Arcane Guild. And, see here, it looks like this. And he takes out. You know how a Doctor Strange in Marvel, when he casts the spells, it's kind of like the hologram-looking magic lines or whatever. So he takes out a business card that looks like it's made out of that. It looks like it's made out of light or something. And he goes, this is essentially what you're looking for, son, but as you can see here, and he holds up the card, and you can see kind of flashing across like a banner, is guild closed today, try again tomorrow, and it's kind of just like a repeating message. And he says, so if there's something that you need to do, I'm afraid that I can't help you today, but
But
why
then
don't say again?
Maybe you can answer me a question.
Oh, that'd be great, yes.
Is there someone in your guild that, and I would say it's a silly name, but my name is Chode, so I
Oh.
can't say anything.
That's funny.
Yes, thank you. Is there a man by the Chain in your gang or your guild?
The chain.
He wears a big
well.
blue robe.
A blue robed, and you say he's a wizard? Is he a spell master? Whoa.
He casts spells, so
Oh, I
He
see.
talked in my mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's a psychic wizard. I see. Well, I don't know that the name rings any bells, but it seems like the Arcane Guild would be a good place to start. However, unfortunately, we won't be able to go there today. However, I do like the cut of your jib, Metal One, so say this, why don't you come by my shop tomorrow, the next day, and I'll be able to give you an update on whether we can go to the guild. You said you're Chode. What's your furry friend's name?
Oh, I am Jinxie.
Jinxie, it's a wonderful pleasure to meet you, my friend.
Very nice
What's,
to meet you.
What's your names, sir?
My name? Oh, well, no one's asked me that question in some time. I believe it's Tigmar. Yes, that's it, Tigmar. And I run
Tigmar.
Tigmar, yes.
And you said you runs the shop?
Yeah, absolutely, yes. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not the world's most well-off wizard. I kind of maintain a little bit of a arcane pawn shop. No, that's not the word. It's more of a lost and found type of situation. Kind of like fantasy Salvation Army.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can come on down to the shop, which is called Tigmar's Treats, and, well, I'll be happy to tell you what the card says in a day or so.
Mr. Tigmar, how many members do you have? How many people with your card?
Well, it's a fairly exclusive group. Let's see, it's, perhaps, 40? Perhaps 45. However, not everyone is from Capelon. I would say there's about 20 of us or so that are consistently here. And again, not everybody goes to all the meetings, and not everybody hangs out in the guild area every day. So it really depends, but it's not a large group.
Jinxie can count to 50, but you can't remember 40 people?
How do you mean?
What are you talking about, football?
And then Jinxie's gonna whisper, "What about the chain? He doesn't know the chain?"
It's true.
If the chain, only 40 people.
Maybe he goes by another name in the guild?
I'm not sure that I know of the chain. Yes, perhaps he goes
forgot
by
his
another
own
name,
name.
or he could be stopping in, visiting a friend. There's lots of... The Arcane Guild doesn't bar itself to travelers. In fact, I'm bringing you whenever it's open next.
The chain
All
does
right,
not have
well.
friends. The way he treated us, he has no friends.
Oh, well, no offense, but based on the way that you smell, I'm surprised that you have friends.
Oh, that... Jinxie takes his trunk and, starts smelling his, back and armpits, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, okay."
Well, I would say, how's this? Meet up with me in the next few days, and I'd be happy to sit with you and tell you all about the Arcane Guild and some of the things that we do, but I'm actually just on my way to do a couple of errands myself, so I must really get going.
Final question for you, old man.
Yes.
What is the House of Endymion?
The House of Anim. Is this your first time in Capelon, my friend?
My first time north of End.
Oh,
First time in the North End.
yeah, well, the House of Anim is a house of healing. It's where some local clerics work from, providing free healing to those who need it. It's really one of the few wonders in Capelon. It's very great. What I would say is more people really should be donating to their cause, because it's really what's keeping most of the people in this place healthy and alive. It's all of our medical healers are there.
What would you like us to donate?
Oh, well, normally when somebody has an arm chopped off or they have been poisoned, they'll be healed for free. It is encouraged that they give some sort of, tip or whatever they can afford, but most of these people in the city can't afford anything. So it's really just run by good Samaritans, and when a wealthy person does need it, hopefully they drop off a bigger chunk of change. But to be completely frank with you, I've been fairly healthy in my day, so I haven't really been to the House of Anim many times.
Do you think they need blankets?
I would assume that they could take any help that you'd be willing to give. Gifts or time or money, anything.
Okay. Maybe we find this place.
Hey, Josh, do you have one of the armbands in your bag?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't have
I
one
didn't
either.
take one.
Yeah,
I think we
the
only
other two
took-
gentlemen too.
Yeah, we only took the one.
All right. Well, it looks like we're kind of at a dead end for today's. Maybe we meet up at his magic shop tomorrow's
Yes.
and see if we can hunt down this chain fellow.
Where is your shop?
Oh, it's it's kind of in between here and the trade port. Pretty much head 15 minutes east, and it's the place with the big swirly wizard hat on the top. And he kind of points to his own, and he's wearing like a classic wizard hat with like a point and stars and moons all over it. Let's pick up from the other two.
Oh, I was just gonna
Oh, I'm
say,
sorry.
are we close enough to like get psychically linked, or are we too far away?
You would have been close at the Dirty Dog, but because you've moved halfway up the city into the Arcane Guild area, then yeah, it's. I don't know what the range
It's
is,
1
but I think it's
mile.
more than like 180 feet. Right?
1 mile.
Oh, it's 1 mile.
But Cambria would have to see to like,
Oh,
we were
true.
we were in the mine chat before we
and
got
then
into the
he
city.
started the mind chat with a donkey. So yeah,
Oh, he did,
So
that's
he
right,
that's
busted ours.
So I wouldn't even. Yeah. All right. Well,
Thank
let's
goodness.
let's head back to. I know you don't like the Dirty Dog, so maybe we can go to a quieter bar for you.
If I think I can go back because I know what to expect, but that was fucking crazy.
Watch your mouth there.
That-
I never heard you swear before.
I've never seen anything like that. So much violence.
Cool.
So you guys make your way back to the Dirty Dog. So we're going to pick up from the other two in the Stonehead. So we'll begin with you. As you both enter the Stonehead, it's a very interesting place. This whole first main level, which has kind of a secondary level up somewhere, is filled with the strangest collection of both people and items. You can tell that a number of the people sitting in front of a kind of large fireplace on the back end of this hall, with tables filled with wine and different roasts of pig and like a very exorbitant, rich, upper class feast almost, where there is posh music going on and people are wearing different furs and different leathers and high end garb. All along the walls and over top of the fireplace, there are stuffed taxidermied animal heads, and some are quite large. Others are a little bit smaller, but ranging from bears, lions, owlin people. It looks like these are very interesting, kind of not sculptures, but whatever they're called, like heads on walls. If you want to roll me a perception check, Zed.
15.
15 is what you needed.
Oh.
With a 15, you can tell that not only are these animals on the wall, but it looks like human-animal hybrids. So it looks almost like not hunting like trophies, but perhaps deer people mounted on these walls.
Christ.
Yeah. And as you enter that first main area, there's a set of kind of tight, narrow stairs that juts off to the left. And Cambrio, as a tadpole-looking individual, kind of gets shuffled right down the stairs as soon as you guys enter, so that you're not seen up there for too long. So we're going to begin with Zed up top. Is there anything particular that you'd like to do or talk to? Or there's kind of tables filled with all sorts of people, so dwarves, tieflings, humans, you name it.
Yeah, is this kind of just like it looks like kind of just like I want to say like a country club, like lounge area where
Yes.
people would probably just come
Yeah,
sit
this-
with people they know, like, oh, so-and-so's here, and sit
Yes.
down. Not like a, please wait for someone to seat you kind of place.
No, it's very much a social club where you feel like you have free reign to join anybody at a table or go up to the bar and get a drink or whatever. You're just not sure who Lord Jimothy knows in particular.
Yeah, I'll go straight to the, I'm going to walk towards the bar, but I'm going to try and walk just close enough that, like, people in hopes that like someone that would recognize him, if anyone was around that would recognize him, would like be able to see me.
Sure. What's your passive perception?
It is 15.
15. Okay, so you're going to hear parts of different conversations as you're going through. You hear snippets of conversation as you're walking towards the bar. One woman complaining about her servant not showing up to work this morning and how you can't find good help these days. Another talking about what they're planning on wearing to the upcoming court session. There's kind of just some humming and hawing. And the other one, the last one that you hear as you're kind of approaching the bar, is somebody complaining about the big donation that was squeezed out of them by the House of Anim for fixing somebody's son. So you're kind of just hearing the complaints of the rich in this particular inn, with nothing really jumping out at you as super interesting.
Okay. I'll walk over to the bar then.
Sure.
Bar stool situation, or just a standing?
Not a bar stool, kind of like a very nice kind of leather bar stool,
Okay.
Kind of a nice back to it. And as you approach the bar, the bartender says, "Oh, Lord Jimothy, the usual."
Please.
Excellent. And you can see that it looks like it was all already made for you as you walked in. Maybe they saw you and they started preparing. You can see that it is a large Shirley temple, but in like fishbowl, like a comically huge fishbowl.
Love that.
With limes and oranges and a single olive in it as well.
So when I sit down at the bar stool, I'm gonna kind of like slouch and kind of like pout a little bit, and then kind of like wrap my arm around this fishbowl and bring it in. Is there a straw?
No, of course, it is a curly
Perfect.
straw. Yeah.
And then just kind of slouch my head down and just kind of like find the straw with my mouth, and like not use my hand to just put it in, and just kind of and then just kind of start slurping, like depressed looking.
Yeah, and it takes like 6 seconds for the liquid to kind of swirl around the straw before it enters your mouth. And the bartender comes up to you and says, "My lord, is everything okay? Is there anything that I could get you?"
Well, you could get me this fellow the chain that I was supposed to meet here, and I seem to have been stood up. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
The chain? I'm afraid that I don't. And from behind you, you can hear a voice that sounds to be a little bit drunk. Who's like, "Is somebody talking about the chain?"
And I'll turn around. Yes! Do you know him?
And you can see this fat dwarf with like big long handlebar mustache, kind of sloshing and swaying back and forth at his table, and he goes, "That piece of shit never brought back my fucking carriage that I lent him."
You don't say. He stood me up as well. Do you know where I could find him?
No, I talked to him about, it's been months and months and months. 5 months or so. I haven't seen that bastard. Tell me you've seen him more recently than that.
Maybe but a few days ago in a beautiful carriage.
Oh, did it have trim on the edges with a lovely big lock and doors on the back? And he's describing the carriage.
Yeah. Why, yes. I surely would love to find him.
Bastard! I knew he was a thief. I could smell it on him the first time. Do you have any water?
I'll turn around, kind of like put my hand out, expecting that the bartender was listening.
It's already a tepid glass of water is already in your hand.
I'll pass it to him and say, "Now, why did
Thank
the
you.
chain need your carriage in the first place?"
Well, something about a visage. No, not a. Something about a pilgrimage. That's the word that he used. Something about finding some magical artifact or something, and we were gonna split Gosh, it's hard for me to remember, actually, now that I think about it. But all I know is that he stole a carriage from me and owes me big.
You and me both. Well, surely if you do run into him, start spreading the word, and I will do the same and make sure you get your coin back, sir.
Oh, yes. And what of you, Lord Jimothy? What business have you with the chain?
Oh, let's just say he has a shipment of mine as well.
Bastard! Never trust somebody who looks like that. Pointed features and slim face and all that.
And I'm gonna turn around to the bartender and say, you know me, I've obviously come here often. I seem to have forgotten my coin on me today. Surely you know I'm good for it when I return next.
My dear, why would you need coin? We've already added it to your account.
I love when you play along. I did want to do. You know how much I love this place, and I wanted to do something for the fine people here. I wanted to buy a round for everyone here, and then 5 more. And I wanted to throw a nice 200 gold tip into your pocket, if you don't mind. And if you have any other friends, maybe throw your best friend one as well, and just put that all on the account.
Oh my lord! If you don't mind my saying, you've always been rather cold with your account. Of course, yes, we'll do it now. And as he's ringing that up and starting to bring drinks around, we're going to shift down to Cambrio, unless there's anything else said as a final word.
No, that was I fucking hate that guy, so...
Okay. Sweet, awesome. So as you descend the stairs, Tadpole Cambrio, you can see that this is a very different feel from upstairs. You definitely glimpsed the richness and the volume that was on the main level. Downstairs, it's different. It smells kind of old river water. There's kind of a smoke from the fire that doesn't have proper ventilation, so it's kind of not the world's best oxygen down here. And you can just see that people are down here half enjoying drinks, but also like you can see like they're polishing different silverware or relacing different boots for their lords. Like they're kind of doing tasks for their lords as they're kind of enjoying their swill down here. And you can see that a group of about 6 or 7 are all huddled up kind of secretively around the backfire. And when they see you, they say, "Tadpole, come here."
I'm gonna walk silently over because I don't think Tadpole sounds like Oliver Twist.
So when you get to those other individuals, and I'll say they're also diverse. Like there's no like servant race here.
Equal opportunity slavery.
There's equal opportunities to be a slave. Yeah. So there's gnomes, there's humans, there's dwarves as well. And when you join them, you can see that the one who seems to be kind of in the middle of the story looks to you and says, Did you hear anything about Jumper today?"
So I kind of whisper back, just no. I was with my master all day.
It's weird, man. This is the 3rd time that it's happened. They keep disappearing. All of us, all of the servants, all of the indentured people. This is like the 3rd one in the last 10 days. It's crazy. I'm so scared. Is your master doing anything about this to ensure your safety? Like, we don't know what to do.
My master doesn't give a single rat's ass about my safety. None of our masters care about our safety. They care probably more about that boot that you're holding. If that went missing, they'd notice first. We're just property and tools to these people.
Well, yeah, tell that to Jumper and all the other people that have gone missing this week.
I wish I could. I'm just
They're
saying,
not even looking for us. They're not doing anything about it.
The only ones who are going to solve our problems is us.
Yeah. So, what are you suggesting?
Can you describe the last couple of people to have gone missing?
Well, you know them. Jumper.
Yeah.
I think, hey, didn't you say that Thrixes went? And then somebody else nods, like, yeah, I saw Thrixes a couple days ago, but he's completely gone. And then you hear a couple other names, but Craig is not a name that you hear.
Okay.
They are also talking about, and sorry for not doing this in voice, but essentially they're also saying they've heard their masters talk about some of the upper class people also going missing, but they're a lot more low key about it because of kind of the status. But that's more just rumor. They know for sure that some servants and slaves have been taken, but they're not too sure about anybody else.
Okay. All right. So again, I think if we're worried about ourselves, we need to start thinking about ways to protect ourselves.
So what are you suggesting?
We need an upheaval of this order that's holding us down. All right. You take those cutleries you're sharing, you take that in your pocket. You see those boots, you take the laces out, and then tonight, we have to do this tonight. We can't have any more of us go missing. Tonight we strike.
God damn it.
I'm telling you, it's probably one of them, to be honest. It's probably some sick, fucked up game they're playing, using us as bait or objects, making us into balls or something. I just think that it's the inevitable outcome of this system, and it's on us to ensure our own safety by destroying it from within.
So, are you suggesting what I think you're suggesting?
I think so. The time is right for us to strike and to make sure that we can ensure our safety if no one else is going to. We talked about it for so long, brothers, and we've all wished it at one point, kissing the dirt, just wishing we could take that beautiful cloak and just wrap it around his neck. And I'm getting ahead of myself, but tonight is the night. When the church bells strike 11:47, then we'll do it.
I don't.
Be wary.
I don't.
Shh.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage because you don't know that they've been talking about this for a long time.
Okay, well, I guess the nat 20 doesn't count, but then it's just a 16.
Okay. So like, yeah. For too long. For too long have we been serving assholes and we go missing and they don't care.
And the missing's not even the worst part. Like, we get nothing out of this.
Yeah. We get paid like shit.
You guys getting paid?
Yeah. Are you not?
No.
Oh, fuck, man. That's brutal.
Fuck. Yeah, you guys thought you had it bad. You should feel bad for me.
Yeah, we do. We
you
do
guys
feel
should
bad
kill
for
my
you.
master.
Oh,
start there tonight.
Okay, where is this happening? Where are we meeting?
I don't think this is a meetup, boys. I think this happens organically and from within. I'm just saying, there's more of us than there is of them. Tonight, just when you're preparing your meal, or their meal, put the plate in front of them on the table, pick up the knife like you're gonna carve it, and just carve them instead.
Whoa.
We can do this. And Gabriel was just staring really, really intensely into the other one's eyes.
Yeah.
Stay here with me. Stay here with me.
Yeah.
He's pointing out to my own eyes. Just, you and me, buddy. We got this.
Okay. Tonight.
We're
gonna kill them all.
We're gonna take our lives back.
Tonight. That's where we're gonna end tonight.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Eating the rich, baby. You just gotta give friggin' Scott an open room full of something and he's gonna start an uprising.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed our podcast, please rate and review 5 stars for the 5 stars of the show. A special thanks to Matthew for designing our map and to Isabel for creating our art. You can find their work on Instagram at Matthews_makings and at Laco Miles, LACOMYLES. Thanks as well to Drew Hewitt and Arcane Anthems for doing our theme and background music. For music you too can use, visit patreon.com/arcaneanthems to add the perfect theme to your home game. You can follow more Eldritch Buds news on Instagram at Eldritch Buds or on our subreddit at r/Eldritch Buddies.